Hey everybody, it's Chris back with another review for the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet. Today I'm going to be reviewing a beer, a brewery with which I don't have a whole lot of familiarity. I think I've only had two beers from them, and one of them was at a beer beer festival, the Lee's Beer and Tequila Experience here in Las Vegas. I got to try one of their newer beers, and I'll be damned if I can remember the name of it. So anyway, Pizza Port Brewing is they're out of Carlsbad, California. And today's selection is their Ponto Sessionable IPA. Has an ABV of 4.5, which is pretty typical for a sessionable IPA. Normally an IPA comes in around 5.5 up to about 7.5. Session and sessionable beers are known for having the lower ABV. That's part of their thing. Real quick reading of the description here on the can. This session IPA is named after a favorite beach and surf spot at the southernmost part of Carlsbad. The jetties offer amazing lefts during a clean south swell and a great place for family and friends to relax with their cooler. We are really excited to share this hoppy beer in a can that will enjoy a little longer than some of our bigger beers, that you will enjoy a little longer than some of our bigger beers. Cheers. This beer was canned about 5 months ago. Now, you super duper IPA purists will say any IPA that's more than 30 days old you should toss. I don't know whether I necessarily agree with that or not, but anyway, the point being, it's only 5 months, and you'd have to be a super duper purist to have a problem with a 5-month-old IPA, especially one that's in a can. A few quick things about this IPA. I paid $1.90, or the normal price for this beer in that pint can would have been $1.99. I had a coupon, so I paid only $1.69 for 16 ounces of beer, so that ain't bad at all. Right there is a pretty good deal. And the stats on this beer. 18 of my friends gave this a cumulative score of 3.61. 22,000 of us have given a cumulative score of 3.68 on Untapped. Beer Advocate first had this beer introduced on the 27th of October, 2013. 411 people have reviewed it and given it a cumulative score of 3.89, which on their scale gives it a very good ranking. Rate Beer also gave it a 3.63. So these are pretty good scores for just a session IPA. I mean, let's face it, you don't put your heart and soul into a session IPA. It's usually, like I said, lower ABV, kind of thing that you just, it's almost like I've heard other brewers say it's a way for your apprentice brewer to cut his teeth on a session IPA. So anyway, I'm going to be using my super duper Stone India Pale Ale. Let's see if I do that. Yeah, now you can see it a little bit better. There's the gargoyle, there's the Stone, there's the IPA. This is a stemmed IPA glass. The one that I had that Nancy got me in my beer set actually broke when she was washing it, so we picked up this one instead. And considering how much I like Stone and how many IPA Stone made, it just seemed kind of perfect. All right, so this is pouring honestly, almost a lemonade color. And we have lots and lots of carbonation. Even as it gives a second for it to settle, I'm still seeing tons and tons of bubbles coming up through here. You are seeing at least 2 shades darker on the camera than this beer actually is. This is much lighter. I do smell a super duper hop profile. I think I smell Chinook and Citra. A little bit of fruitiness, almost like a melon kind of smell on top of the hop smell. Oh, and I guess I've annoyed the hummingbird. Sorry, hummingbird. You can come back later when I'm finished with my beer. So yes, very effervescent, very light in color. This head ain't going nowhere. Lots of hops with a little fruitiness. As I said, melon, maybe even a little bit of citrus smell to it. Well, I don't see any reason to keep talking. Let's get to drinking. Cheers. That's good. That's really good. That's got a medium. I'm just going to describe it as a medium. It's not overly spiky, but there is a spikiness to it. It's got just the right amount of bitterness and to accompany a refreshing nature. This is a very refreshing beer, and session IPAs are supposed to be. They're supposed to be just, an easy drinking, you know, swallow it down, enjoy it while it lasts, and move on to the next one kind of beers. And I'm really liking this because it's like I said, it's got a bitterness you expect with hoppiness, but it's very subdued. This is not a super duper hoppy beer. While it is hoppy, it's not overly hoppy. No IBUs listed on the can or even on Untappd, and usually I can count on Untappd to come through with the IBUs for a beer that isn't otherwise listed. Somehow it has sort of a dry finish. I've never had that experience before, or not. Should never say. Shouldn't say never, but I can't remember too many IPAs that have given me a dry finish. This one does have a slight dry finish, and yet at the same time, it's very refreshing. The minute that it hits your tongue, you just feel like you got a new lease. Well, I wouldn't say you got a new lease on life, but it does feel a little invigorating, I have to say. Every time I take a little sip, I feel a little ah. So, considering it's $1.99 normal price for this, and I paid $1.69, I'm going to highly recommend this beer. In fact, this might have to be a special selection. I'm going to think about that. I'll just have to decide that while I'm doing the Instagram on this. So, everybody, until next time, drink good beer, don't break the bank doing it, and cheers.